Hey, how's it going? I'm in the middle of creating a YouTube Researcher MCP for Claude Code. And I started this off, well, I thought I'd record this, so just to show you what I'm doing and what's possible. So what's the reason for this? Well, let's zoom back to the original question. So I wanted to know that I have already a YouTube Researcher skill. So I was thinking in terms of, right, I'll create a skill that Claude can use to do some research for me. And went through a few over and backs and finally came to the conclusion that it wasn't a skill I needed. I needed an MCP, something to package the API, the Google YouTube API, YouTube data API version 3, which was free, and would allow me pull some information from other users' accounts on YouTube and my own, and tell me essentially what I need to do or what I could do to make my YouTube videos more interesting, more inclined to generate views, watch time, and perhaps subscribers. So this is the purpose. I'm trying to make my content a little bit more consumable so that subscribers will come over and visit what I'm doing in the GenAI Skills Academy community. So bang, 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 over and back with Claude Code, and told me what I needed to do, what a skill could do, went through a few bits and pieces, did some research for me on the web, found these two sources on GitHub. They weren't really what I was looking for. Basically told me, look, you're going to have to build this. So, okay, I said, let's build it. And then I wanted a bit of feedback on whether we're building a skill, an MCP, a plugin, something else. So gave me some options, basically said an MCP is the right way to go because it wraps the YouTube data API, handles the authorization, returns the structured data, etc., etc. So good stuff. These are some of the things it needs to do. Fast forward, and here's the plan. So the context. I want a tool that can research a YouTube niche and identify what's working. Title patterns, description structures, optimal video lengths, thumbnail styles, hooks, formats, tags, keywords, etc. And my specific use case is generative AI for work and business. Now that might prove to be too narrow, and if it is, I'm going to have to broaden it a little bit, but that's what I'm looking for. So here's the project number, P095, and if I go in here and look at where are my MCPs? Here they are. It'll put it in here with my other MCP server work. All goes in under that category. The name is the YouTube Researcher MCP. It's an MCP plus companion skill. Documents, it's going to create this project folder for me with a Claude MD and associated documents. It's going to share or generate this link. This is a running copy. So this folder, I should say, is the work that I'm doing to create the MCP. This is my project. The running copy goes in the .claude folder, MCP servers. This is where the script and the actual execution files live inside the .claude. It's TypeScript, Node.js, and it wraps YouTube API, data API with 6 tools, companion skill, orchestrates those tools into a structured research workflow with Claude Vision for thumbnail analysis. So I need the YouTube data API v3 key from Google Cloud Console before I proceed to phase 2. No OAuth required, and then it lays out the whole process. File structure gives me a file structure for the MCP. Dependencies, okay, very good. The tools that it will use: YouTube search, get video details, get channel details, YouTube analyze niche. And so we go. This is my plan. and I'm in plan mode, and so I'm about to hit yes, accept this installation. Then runs on to phase 2, copy and build. So the first thing it's going to do is build the empty version to go in my developer folder. I've got a couple of versions here. Local, they're just sitting here on my machine. Published, they're available for the public on GitHub, and unpublished are the ones that are set to private. So this one will be published, and you can customize this yourself based on your own needs. This is a standalone MCP, and it covers the purpose, prerequisites, etc., that you need. And then phase 2 is building one specific to my needs. And there's the register in the JSON file inside the .claude folder, the project folder which it creates for me. Phase 3, the companion skill. Here's the workflow. So this is the skill, researching YouTube niche skill. So it uses a skill inside the whole MCP. It gathers niche parameters, run YouTube analysis, download thumbnails, etc., etc. I have to figure out how context hungry this process is. I'm usually okay. I'm on the €90 or $100 a month with Claude Code, so shouldn't be a problem. Phase 4 is testing, implementation, and that's the whole lot. I just have to hit yes, auto accept after I review this plan, and on it goes. It will execute, create the project for me inside this project folder. Just see, yeah, here's its to-do list, so it'll run through these. Build a YouTube client.ts, AP wrapper and metric calculations, build the tools, the 6 tools that I showed you earlier, and so on. And it'll run through those for me. I'll come back to you when this is finished, and I'll show you where the folders are and how you can get your hands on a copy of this. Okay, let me bring you up to speed. My work in here should be what it's made for me so far. You can see the YouTube Researcher project is created, and when I click on it, I've got documents in here, setup, workflow, and I've got the Claude MD, which it creates itself, outlines the details of the project. You just squeeze that off this over a little bit. Project identity, ID, YouTube Researcher MCP, MCP server for YouTube niche research, wraps YouTube data API version 3 to search for videos, fetch metadata, calculate engagement metrics, etc., etc. Key location, text stack, authorization, some placeholder stuff here, tools, description, etc. Grand. I might edit this later, but for the moment it's fine. What else have I got here? I've got the setup MD. So if I share this with you, you've got the setup here and everything you need. You just drop all of these files into your AI, and it should be able to help you create this. I'd be pretty confident with some adjustment you could drop these files, because they're markdown, drop them into ChatGPT or Gemini, and it will help you create this MCP for your purposes. Close that down, just make this a little bit cleaner here. So what else is going on? Let's close that for a second. So register the MCP in the Claude.json file. So I have to add the API, and then it will test it. So remaining, what it's built, great. Outlined what it built here, lovely. Remaining from me, I'm going to finish this off. Google Cloud Console, APIs and services, enable YouTube data API if I haven't already. Get the API key and credentials, come back in and give it to Claude. Just a quick note on APIs. There's no real way around hiding your API from Anthropic, because okay, you're not going to send it to your Git repository, you're going to keep it local, and that's how it should be. But as soon as it's in the files that you put together that Claude builds for you, that information goes to Anthropic. So there's not much you can do about that. You can opt out of training the model. They'll still save your stuff for 30 days based on my research, and you can't get away with that unless you're on an enterprise plan, I believe. But anyway, there's no easy way out of that. So it will be sitting on Anthropic servers. Anyway, that's just an aside. That's how I create an MCP. When I go into developer, and do I have it in here yet? Probably not built yet. Register in there. Let me see. Yeah, there it is. In my published MCPs, my published automations, YouTube Researcher MCP, and all the stuff is in here that I'll give you for free, right? It'll be on GitHub, and I'll also add it to the GenAI Skills community. You can get a copy of it, all right? Hopefully that was helpful. You can build these things from scratch. You don't need other people. You can use mine if you want, I don't mind, but you can build these yourself. Very easy. Claude will build it for you, and off you go. All right. Thanks for watching. See you later.